Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel. And if it's your first time joining me, then welcome to my channel. I am Yolanda Kumalo, also known as Tushy, on Twitter, Instagram, and on the streets. And I hope that you are going to stay and subscribe. Today I'm featured by some sparkling wine. It is non-alcoholic. We are having a different setup today, and honestly the reason why one is because I was very lazy to do a setup. This is like a light that's already in my lounge, and I just put the camera right there and I was like, you know what, let me just record, because I really wanted to shoot a sit down video for you guys, because next week is gonna get a little bit hectic for me. The time now is like we're quarter to 10, literally. It's very late, so I'm shooting this video late at night, but I love this. I love that I can also work at night and produce content. It will save time and it will also add on to my consistency. That's great. Let me know how you guys feel about this setup. I feel like it's giving cozy corner with Tushy type of vibes, but if you don't like it, just let me know in the comment section. If you have a pazamisa, I will change it for you. Anyways, I thought I was actually going to do Q&A, answer the questions that you guys asked me, but I thought I should talk about one of the questions that I was asked there and just make that as like the broader or the entire video. One person asked me what's my chat on friendship breakups, and I think she was also trying to say, how do I feel about them and have I experienced them? That's how I understood the question. So I'm gonna go with my personal story of my friendship breakup, which really did not affect me at that time when it happened, but now I'm starting to feel it. And I think I'm starting to feel it because I'm obviously growing, I'm an adult, and I experience things that I feel like if my best friend was still with me, my other best friend, not Ukanya. I had Ukanya and my other best friend, which I had a fallout with, I think a year ago, if not 2 years ago. I miss her so much because there are things that I feel like she would be able to answer me better, or sometimes when I see a joke and I'm just like, she's the only person that could actually get this joke and fully get it with me, like clowns. But nonetheless, I'm just gonna get into it. So this friend of mine and I, we met at university. We lived in the same place, and we really had a lot of things in common in terms of the things that we liked to do. So that's why I think we really got along. But we come back from different backgrounds. We come back from 2 different parts of the world, and we joined in and we understood each other. Our backgrounds were not too far off, because I could sort of relate to her stories and things like that, but it's like very different in a say, different but same. So we're friends for years. We went into honors together and graduated, and then she decided to continue studying and I went to work. We still continued with our friendship while I was working, and at that time I was also in a relationship that was that just started at the year where I was working. We continued to be friends, obviously, just over the phone, because I think both of us were kind of like really busy for each other. But I remember there was a time I went to visit her, and then she once came to visit me. Fast forward, we're going to year 2. I'm still in this relationship that I was in, and the relationship I was in was not necessarily good, especially towards the end. It started being like shaky, and so me having a conversation with her would also involve that, obviously asking advice based on that relationship and etc. I must say, put a disclaimer though, that in between me and her, I was the one who was always in a long-term relationship. So in most cases, I would then be the one who would have more relationship stories or relationship issues, if I may add also, or needs advice because I was in long-term things. So fast forward, this particular relationship I was in was no longer going well, and I would obviously call her and tell her about it and express how I feel, and she would give me advice on that. And we can all be honest, guys, sometimes our friends give us advice and we don't really follow it. Because at that time maybe you're not ready to follow the advice, but it's really honestly not to say that you are ignoring it or but it's just that some things are much more difficult to implement right away. It takes time. So fast forward, there was a time where I remember calling her. I called her for months. Let me not say months, let me say weeks, because I'm not sure if it was months. If it was months, it was probably 2 months. It wasn't like 6 months or anything hectic like that. I would call her every day and check up on her, like how we usually do. Like literally I would go to work and come back and we'd call each other literally every single day. So at some point she just stopped taking my calls and also reading my text and blue ticking me and not saying anything. And I would just continue calling. And I would leave messages like, hey, I called you, girl, whatever. Sometimes she would reply to my messages on some, yeah, I was very busy, I will get back to you, and then never really does. And when I call again, didn't answer my call. I then asked another friend of ours, I was like, hey girl, have you spoken to our friend? I've been trying to call her for a long time and she hasn't been picking up, and she also doesn't read my messages sometimes. Do you know anything? And then she said to me, no, she doesn't know. She will try to reach out to her. She reached out to her. Apparently she picked up. She came back to me to tell me that she did pick up, you know, and obviously she doesn't know anything, and I also lost. I'm like, she's like, she did pick up. I'm like, oh, okay. I wonder. Then I sent her a message. I was like, hey girl, I actually want to ask if you're fine and if there's anything I did to you, because I feel like I've been calling you, you're not answering. I wish that you can say something to me if I did something wrong to you, etc. Like I left a message along those lines. She then replied to the message. She says to me, I'm going to call you back. I said, okay. I waited for her. She then called me back. I picked up. I was like, hey, what's up? She's like, hey. I was like, hey, what's going on? Like, you haven't been like chatting with me. What's up? And then she literally told me that she felt like I was not giving a space in the friendship, and that I always spoke about the relationship that I was in, and she didn't like the fact that even when she would give me advice, I still wouldn't take it, and I would still come back to her with the same issue. She just listed things that were very valid that I also heard, and I was like, actually, for real though, you know, maybe it is annoying if someone tells you something once, twice, and never mind that maybe it is annoying to be friends with someone who you feel like is taking up space in the friendship with whatever updates that they have. So I respected that, and I said to her, oh my God, like, I'm so sorry, I didn't know, I apologize. I will do better. I wish you would have told me. We made our peace that day after the call, and I even remember after the call we had about a 3-hour chat, just catching up on what has been going on, giving each other updates on things that we got up to while we were not communicating. And she had so we basically just had a catch-up call. After that catch-up call, we sort of tried to get back into how things were, where we would call each other again over like every day, like how we used to. But I think for me, because I remember it was so difficult for me to pull through and go back to what we were. It was so difficult for me to look at the friendship for what it was before, because I think if you are a friend of mine, or if you are someone who's very close to me, if you do something to me that I don't like, I would expect you to tell me as opposed to ignoring me. I just thought of all the times where I tried to call. I thought of all the texts I left, all the blue ticks, all the times that I would think, and I honestly could no longer look at the friendship the same way. This is not for me to say that I am disputing the fact that I was in the wrong, obviously, because nobody wants to be with a friend, or also even be in a relationship with someone who takes up space. And in all honesty, with her giving me that review, I'm very much self-aware now. Even with my friendships, I ask them, do you feel like I'm too much? Do you feel like this is too much on you? And I've also learned that there are certain topics that I cannot repetitively have with the same person, because it's obviously too much for them. So that I'm not going to lie, the whole thing that happened between us has honestly contributed to who I am now in friendships. Now I'm that friend that maybe this is too much for you. I even go as far as, if I've had a conversation with someone and they probably gave me advice and I didn't follow it, I don't go back to them. I remember telling another friend of mine, I was like, hey friend, we've actually had this conversation. I think I don't know right now when it comes to the situation. It was the situation at hand. I was like, andiyazi how to deal with the situation at hand, and I think I will come back to you when I know what is my final answer when it comes to the situation. Because from that friendship, losing that friendship because of that has taught me that people are dealing with their own things. People are busy. People, they have their own things. So you cannot expect them to have that much capacity for you, especially if you are bouncing off the same thing. I don't know, but other people, they feel indifferent about this because this is a chat that I've had openly with all my other friends, but for me, I've decided that I am going to maintain that. So my point is here, I basically learned from that experience that sometimes you cannot think of it as you cannot treat people or think people have that much capacity for you. I was in the wrong. I definitely was in the wrong. However, I couldn't pull myself together and look past the times I've tried, and look past all the missed calls, the messages. Oh man, it still breaks my heart till this day when I talk about it, because she really was so dear to me. And I think as I grow as well, I just miss her so much, but I don't know if it is something that could be really fixable. That is my story of friendship breakups, and in all honesty, yes, now I can truly say that yes, friendship breakups hurt the most, and they dent you more than relationship breakups. Even till this day, it's something that I talk about and I tear in my eyes. It's very deep, and I've seen it all over on Instagram as well, people sharing about friendship breakups as well, and I would be in disagreement back in time, but now I can say that yeah, no, definitely friendship breakups are things that you can't, I don't think you ever heal from. You always look at it and be like, yo, or you miss, or there are certain things that you cannot share with everybody else that you would have shared. So the whole point of this video, I am here to say, to answer that one question, like I said, and I just want you guys to be mindful of how you treat other people in relationships, whether it be your friend, your best friend. Yes, because she's your best friend, she also has other things, and she also wants to feel valuable. In terms of, give her space in the relationship, allow them to have time to talk or even share their own things, listen to their friends, and also most importantly, don't weigh people with your issues. Dayazi guys, we take it so lightly. It's just my friend. Like, I can continue, I can tell you whatever it is that I want to tell you at any time, and even calling each other in awkward hours of the morning. But I think friendship, especially as we grow, you need to come with boundaries and respect other people's boundaries. Yeah guys, I want you guys to share your relationship breakups down in the comment section and let me know how was yours and how you're dealing with it and how you're healing from it. Clearly, I have not healed from it if I still get teary in my eyes when I talk about it. Anyways, this is the end of the video, unfortunately, because my camera is giving me issues. I told you my SD card is full. I've got quite a lot of content that I shot today, so I'm going to edit that out. But let me know, let's have a chat about this in the comment section. Have you went through a friendship breakup? How did you heal? Help me heal. And I'm going to see you guys on my next video. I know it was a short one, but yeah, it's just something to get us going. I'm going to see you guys on my next video. Bye.